Hello. Thank you for your interest in the En Movimiento Quick-Strike Project. This presentation will walk you through the treatments you can expect to see on the 7 En Movimiento Quick-Strike corridors and will provide a guide for understanding the full plan sets for each corridor that are available for review on the En Movimiento Quick-Strike webpage. The goal of this project is to make these 7 corridors safer and more comfortable for all people, whether one is walking, riding a bike, or driving a car. We want people on these streets to slow down and watch out for one another. This project is funded by a grant from the Metropolitan Transportation Commission. In early 2021, MTC awarded the City of San Jose $1.4 million to design and construct 7 bike boulevard projects. The grant requires that projects be ready for construction, i.e. shovel ready, within 1 year of the grant agreement. We are on pace to reach that milestone and expect construction to begin on these corridors in spring of 2023. If you are not familiar with En Movimiento, it is a community-based transportation plan completed by the Department of Transportation in 2020 and adopted by San Jose City Council in February 2021. The plan builds upon past planning efforts and proposes projects that support transit, walking, and bicycling in East San Jose. En Movimiento is where the 7 quick-strike corridors were originally envisioned. Here we see the 7 project corridors. From northwest to southeast, we have 21st Street, William Street and William Court, 28th Street and Bonita Avenue, 33rd Street, Kammerer Avenue, Sunset Avenue, and the Jose Figueres corridor, which includes Scharff Avenue, Packing Place, and Doburn Avenue. This map also shows other projects within the En Movimiento planning boundary. Taken as a whole, you can visualize a multimodal network that will allow one to travel all over in a variety of ways. As you can see here, the design process to date has included extensive community engagement. To learn more about the engagement process, you can read the engagement summary posted on the En Movimiento Quick-Strike webpage. There, you can also watch some recordings of past meetings. A link to the Quick-Strike webpage is included in the notes below this presentation. You can also Google En Movimiento San Jose and find it that way. You may be wondering what a bike boulevard is. A bike boulevard is typically a street that does not have room for bike lanes and travel lanes, so people on bikes and drivers must share the lane. To make this safe and comfortable, we employ traffic calming. Traffic calming is infrastructure and striping that increases driver awareness and encourages slower speeds. The goals for the Quick-Strike project are to make these 7 corridors feel safer and more comfortable for people who walk and bike, and to get drivers to slow down. This project was originally envisioned with quick build materials in mind. Quick build means cost-effective paint and plastic treatments that one can employ in the near term to see project benefits quickly. If you have been following this project from the beginning, then you may be aware that there was some hope that we would obtain more funding to implement a full build with concrete and other longer-term materials. That funding did not materialize, and so we are going with quick build as originally envisioned. We will be using the FG300 curb system pictured here on the right. The FG300 posts and curbs are highlighted on the plan sets by a 1 with a box around it, as pictured here on the left. Now I would like to take you through the different treatments you will see and give you an idea of where you will see them and also what they might look like once constructed. The first treatment we have are curb extensions, also known as bulb outs. Curb extensions increase visibility by preventing parking close to intersections or mid-block crossings. They also reduce the crossing distance for pedestrians and encourage drivers to slow down. Here we see an example of curb extensions from the plan set for 28th Street. You can see the number 1 in 2 boxes, indicating 2 FG300 curb sets that create the curb extensions. Curb extensions are a common treatment. We have them on 21st Street, 28th Street, 33rd Street, Bonita Avenue, Kammerer Avenue, Sunset Avenue, and William Street. Now I would like to show you what they may look like. Here we see the corner of 28th Street and Whitten Avenue as it is today. And here is what you might see after the project is built. You'll notice the car on the right would have been prevented from parking so close to the crossing had the curb extension been in place when the original picture was taken. Next we have hardened center lines. By hardened center lines, we mean that we will install the FG300 curb system along the center line of the roadway at approaches to intersections. Hardened center lines prevent left-turning drivers from making fast turns through intersections where people may be crossing. This is what hardened center lines look like on the plan set. This picture actually shows two curb extensions with a hardened center line in the middle. Again, notice the number 1 with a box around it, indicating the FG300 curb system. Hardened center lines are included on most project corridors, including 21st Street, 28th Street, 33rd Street, Bonita Avenue, Kammerer Avenue, Scharff Avenue, Sunset Avenue, and William Street. Let's look at what this might look like on 28th Street. This is a picture of 28th Street and San Fernando. Now we see what it looks like with the crosswalks added and the hardened center line. You can see it is unlikely that the truck on the right would have parked so close to the corner and the hardened center line because he would have been blocking traffic. The next treatment we have are called pinch points. Pinch points are a combination of the first two treatments, curb extensions and hardened center lines. Pinch points reduce vehicle speeds by visually narrowing the roadway. Think about driving through a toll booth. There is plenty of room for your car to fit, but most people slow way down to ensure they make it through. We already saw one example of a pinch point on the plan set when we looked at hardened center lines. This is another example at a mid-block location on Kammerer. We have pinch points on 21st Street, Bonita Avenue, Jose Figueres Avenue, Kammerer Avenue, Sunset Avenue, and William Street. Let's look now at what a pinch point would look like on Kammerer. Here we are with today's configuration, and we're looking east. Now we see the FG300 posts lining the outside of the roadway and the center line, visually narrowing the roadway and encouraging drivers to slow down. The next treatment we have are median refuge islands. These are somewhat similar to the hardened center lines, but instead of one row of bollards, we go 3 wide. Like hardened center lines, they encourage slower turns and safer crossings. They also narrow the travel lane to encourage slower speeds. Here is a median island on the plan set. You can see 2 rows with an additional bollard at the tip and the end. As you can see from the list here, the plan sets show median islands on nearly every corridor, save for 21st Street and parts of the Jose Figueres corridor. Let's look at some renderings of a median island using the FG300 curb system. First, we have Sunset Avenue at Kammerer. Here we're looking north. Here's what it may look like with the median refuge island. Here's another rendering. This time, we're at William Street and 18th facing west. First, without the median refuge. Now, with the FG300 island, you can see here how this narrows the roadway to encourage slower speeds. The next treatment we have are called chicanes. Chicanes are when we use curb extensions to create an S-curve in the roadway. This encourages drivers to slow down since the roadway is no longer a straight shot. Here we see what a chicane looks like on the plan set. We have 3 project corridors with chicanes: 33rd Street, Bonita Ave, and William Court. All three of those corridors have parking on just one side of the street. The chicane treatment will include alternating the parking from side to side. Let me show you what I mean with some renderings on 33rd Street. Here we have 33rd Street today. We're looking north towards St. James. We have cars parked along the left side of the road and 2 travel lanes on the right side. Here we see the chicane creating a curve in the roadway. As we head south along 33rd Street, towards the bottom of the image, we see the travel lanes shift and the parking is flipped to the other side of the street. Here is another look from street level. First, as it looks today. Then we add the chicane, and you see the travel lanes shift from right to left, and the parking alternates to the other side of the street. Our final treatment is the mini roundabout, or neighborhood traffic circle. This treatment slows vehicles through uncontrolled intersections and reduces dangerous collision types. We recently installed several quick build circles along San Antonio Street. We will be using different materials for the circle that is part of the Quick-Strike project. Instead of paint, ceramic domes, and plastic posts, we will be using a bolt-on plastic and rubber curb system. Here we see an example of one such circle from the Presidio in San Francisco. We only have one traffic circle included in the Quick-Strike designs. It will be at the intersection of José, Figueres, and Alexian Drive. You can see here that this intersection is pretty wide. Looking at the plans, we can see that drivers will no longer be able to speed straight through this intersection. Instead, they will have to slow down to maneuver around the circle and the approach islands. So what comes next? As I said in the beginning, the Quick-Strike program has a relatively quick timeline. That may be why they named it Quick-Strike. We expect construction to begin in spring of 2023. As we are building out the Quick-Strike improvements, city staff will also pursue funding to build out the long-term vision for these corridors. We are happy to have the quick build treatments and their benefits in the near term, but we aren't going to be satisfied with that. We will also evaluate the quick build treatments to understand if and how we can improve on the designs. Thank you for watching this presentation. I encourage you to review the Quick-Strike webpage. If you have any questions or comments, please email me at peter.rice@sanjoseca.gov. Thank you and have a good day.